Unit 2, Test 1. So here's going over the recent test if you would like to review before you take the retest if you choose to. Nicole bought 6.5 pounds of Sour Patch Kids to split with her friends at her party. How many pounds of Sour Patch Kids did they each get if Nicole split it evenly between her and her 5 friends? So one thing we need to pay attention to is that it's her and her 5 friends, so that's 6 people. So we're going to take the 6.5 and we're going to divide it between 6 people. Now when we have a mixed number, we need to do the check ma, multiply these two numbers, add the 1. So 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Keep that denominator of 2. Divided by 6, but 6 is going to become a fraction, so 6 over 1. Now the rule when you're dividing with fractions, you need to keep, change, and flip. So you keep the first fraction, you change the division to multiplication, and you flip the second fraction. So now we multiply this out and we get 13, because 13 times 1 is 13, and 2 times 6 is 12. Now I'm going to take this number, because it's an improper fraction, I need to divide it. When I divide it, 12 will go into 13 one time. And when I get to the decimal, which is now, I'm going to stop dividing, and I will take the big number 1, it's the whole number, and go around and you get 1/12. 1 and 1/12 would be the correct answer. Next problem. Mac is building a birdhouse. He needs 10 pieces of wood that measure 3 1/5 feet each. What is the minimum or least amount of wood Mac needs to buy? Okay, well, let's see. We need 10 pieces of wood, and each of them are 3 1/5. So 3 1/5 times 10 pieces. Well, I might as well go ahead and make that 10 into a fraction by putting it over 1. Now the 3 1/5, you need to change to an improper fraction. So 3 times 5 plus 1, that's 15, plus 1 is 16. Keep that 5 as the denominator, times 10 over 1. You multiply straight across. You do not need common denominators, so 16 times 10 is 160. 5 times 1 is 5. So now I'm going to take the 160 over 5 and divide it. When I divide, 160 goes inside, 5 goes on the outside, 5 goes into 16 3 times, and 5 goes into 10 2 times. So you're going to need 32 feet of wood for the birdhouse. Continuing on, the third problem we have here, Joe and his parents went out for pizza. His father ate 1/2 of the pie and Joe ate 2/5. What fraction of the pizza is left for Joe's mom? So what you need to watch out for, okay, so his father ate 1/2, Joe ate 2/5, and what is left for his mom? Well, let's find out how much was already eaten. 1/2 plus 2/5. When we're adding, we need common denominators. So many of you do the butterfly. So 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 2 is 4. And 5 times 2 is 10. So now I'll get my new fractions, and I'll have 5 over 10 plus 4/10. Now when I add those, I add straight across, add the numerator, so that's going to be 9 over 10. Now this is what was eaten. If you pick that answer, you need to make sure you always go back and reread the question. So if that's what was eaten, hopefully you know that 10 slices make up the whole pie of 10, minus the 9/10 that was eaten would leave you with 1/10 left for the mom. So 1/10 would be your answer for that problem. Now we have Allie. Allie is a runner. Saturday, she runs 3 1/10 miles. Sunday, she runs 6½ miles. How many miles did she run in all? So we've got 3 1/10, 6 1/2, and in all means we're going to be adding these. So we're going to take 3 1/10 plus 6 1/2. Change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Check ma. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 1 is 31 over 10, plus 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 2. Now, we need common denominators, so we need to do our butterfly. Okay, so we've got this here. 31 times 2 is going to be 62. 10 times 13 is 130. Of course, there's another way you can get the common denominators if you know that, so that's perfectly fine. All right, so now my new fractions are 62 over 20 plus 130 over 20. I'm going to add straight across. 62 plus 130 is 192 over 20. Now my improper fraction, I need to divide it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. 192 divided by 20. Well, 20 doesn't go into 19, but 20 goes into 192 9 times, and that would be 180. So we subtract, we get 12. Stop dividing, and you get 9 and 12/20. But we can still simplify that 12 over 20 a little bit. So I'm going to divide out. Let me get rid of a little bit here. So I'm going to take this off here. So I have space. So I can divide out 2, or actually I can divide out more. I can divide out 4 from both the 12 and the 20. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So I have 9 and 3/5 will be my answer. Okay, next one. The Jordans bought a mega-sized bag of Halloween candy at H-E-B. It cost them $13.58 for 72 pieces of candy. What was the cost per candy? Round to the nearest cent. Remember, the nearest cent is 2 numbers after the decimal place. So right now we have $13.58 for 72 pieces. We're going to go ahead and take our numbers, and that would be $13.58. We want the money over the candy. So that's going to be $13.58 over 72. You want your denominator to equal 1. So that means you're going to divide both by 72. So I'm going to take that 13.58 and divide it by 72. Okay, so for my division, if I don't know how many times 72 goes into a number, I can just start adding 72s. 72 plus 72 comes out to 144. Well, that's too much, so that means that this will only go into 135 one time. So 72, subtract 135 minus 72, and you'll end up with 63. Bring down the 8. And so, okay, I need to go a little bit further than that 144, so I'll keep adding 72. And when I do that, I will end up with 8 times, and that would give me 576. So I subtract, that's a 2, 13, that'd be 6, and add a 0, and another 8. So you need to at least divide out 3 places so you can see if it says 0.188. Money only goes to the hundredths place, but that third number, which is 8, tells you to round it up to a 9. So your answer would be 0.19 or 19 cents per candy. All right, next one. Miss Volpe can make 144 cookies in 3 hours. How many cookies can she make each hour? Well, let's see. I've mentioned to you before, time will always go at the bottom. So then that means the cookies will go at the top. 144 cookies, 3 hours. We want our answer to be out of 1 hour, so this will be our missing value right there. So from here to here, we're going to divide both of them by 3. 144 divided by 3. 3 goes into 14 4 times, and 8. Okay, so it's 48, so that one and that one are out. But now both of these remaining answers say 48. You got to read carefully. It's 48 what? Well, 48 is the amount of cookies in 1 hour. So we want 48 hours per cookie or 48 cookies per hour. We want 48 cookies for 1 hour. Okay, next one. Nate earned $125 for walking 10 dogs. How much money would he earn if he walked 6 dogs? Well, money, as I've mentioned, will go on the top of your fraction. So then that would mean the dogs would have to go at the bottom. He makes $125 for 10 dogs. We want to know how much is he going to make for 6 dogs. But let's find out how much he's going to make for 1 dog first. Okay, so divide by 10. So 125 divided by 10 will give you 1 here, 10, 2, 5, 2. Decimal, $12.50. That's for 1 dog. So if we want for 6 dogs, that would be $12.50 times 6 dogs. 0, that's 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Add your decimal. $75 is what he would make for 6 dogs. Next one. You went to main event and bought 45 tokens. Let's erase that. Okay. So then, how much would it cost for 60 tokens? Well, money over whatever else. So this time it's tokens. So that would be 15 over 45. Here this time, well, we want to know how much it costs for 1 token. So we're going to have to divide both of them by 45. So 15 divided by 45. 45 on the outside, 15 on the inside. Well, 45 does not go into 15, so I have to add a 0. Now, I don't really know, so again, like I suggested before, start adding some 45s. That would give you 90. Let's try another one. 45. That looks close enough. So that was 1, 2, 3 times. And then that would be 135. 4, 1. Okay, add another 0. 45, oh, it's repeating. So if it's repeating, that means that it's going to come out to be approximately, because I need to round it, approximately 33 cents each. Because that third 3 tells you to leave it as a 33. Now 33 cents for each token, but you want to buy 60 tokens. So multiply by 60. These will be zeros. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 1, 19. And you get $19.80, which would be about $20. Now just a few more. Hollister is having a super sale. Summer shirts are on sale, 6 shirts for $56.82. How much would you spend on 5 shirts? Okay, well, the money would go on the top. So the shirts would go at the bottom. We want to figure out first how much does it cost for 1 shirt. So we want 1. We're going to divide by 6. So then, let me make that look more like a divide. 56.82 divided by 6. 6 goes into 56 9 times. Subtract 8. Okay, don't forget your decimal. 6 goes into 28 4 times. And 6 goes into 42 7 times. That's how much it costs for 1 shirt. Okay, so that means that answer is out because we want for 5 shirts. So if 1 shirt costs $9.47, we will then multiply by 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 is 23. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 2 is 47. So the answer for 5 shirts is $47.35. Now the next one we have H-E-B sells potatoes, 5-pound bags for $4.80. Walmart sells their bags, 3 pounds, for $3.47. Who has the better buy and by how much? So we're going to have to figure out the unit rate for each. So I'm going to take H-E-B's first. The money will go on top. So I'm going to divide. Oh, let me not do that. Let's do this. Okay, $4.80 divided by 5. When I do that, let me calculate over here. Divide by 5. That goes in 9 times. So 96 cents at H-E-B. Then Walmart has 3-pound bags, so $3.40 for 3-pound bags. So I'll divide that. 3. That goes in 1 time again. 3 goes into 17 5 times. And then that would be a 6. So for Walmart, they sell theirs for $1.16 each pound. So now I got to figure out, well, I know then H-E-B is the better buy, so then that one's out and that one's out. But now I got to figure out, is it 19-cent difference or is it 20-cent difference? So then I will take both numbers and I will subtract. Line up my decimals when I'm subtracting. And I get 20 cents. So H-E-B has the better buy. Theirs are 20 cents cheaper. Now for the last question. And this last question has been on previous tests, but we seem to keep missing it for some reason. So let's see. There are some areas of Rockport that are 5 feet above sea level, while other parts are 8 feet below sea level. Which integer shows the difference between these two elevations? So you have sea level is 0. Some areas are 5 feet above. So here's 5 feet above. Some areas are 8 feet below. Now we want to know what is the difference between the two of them. So from here all the way to here. Well, this part right there is 5 feet. And this part down here is 8 feet. So altogether, they are 5 plus 8 feet makes 13 feet. If you're ever dealing with distance, distance is never negative, so those two are out of the question. Hope this helps.